live because I'm just sitting in the MG Cyberster that I've got on test for a few days, and I managed to deplete it. Well, not completely. I got it down to about 25% charge, and I'm gonna need to drive it a bit more over the next couple of days. So I thought I'll charge it up. So I've got it plugged in at the moment. We're already up to 40%. It's taken about 15 minutes to get there, from 25 to 40%. So 40% is giving me 85 miles. It says fast charging, but I'm on a 50 kilowatt charger here at EV Power at Morrison's, and I think it's a 50 kilowatt charger. If it's 150, that'd be much faster. So I've got another maybe 20 minutes before I need to get going. So let's see what sort of charge I get it up to. So 41%, 86 miles is how we're doing. So the MG Cyberster is the car that we've got on test. I got on test at the moment, and I gotta say, I did drive this car earlier this year, but that was a very brief drive. So I literally jumped into it, put some cameras in it, took it for a drive around the SMT circuit, and posted that. But this car, which is the GT version, the dual motor, I've had in for a few days, and it's got another couple of days with it. And I wanted to really get to know the car, really spend some time with it, because on a drive like that, you don't really get to really understand its foibles, its infotainment, how it really feels on a daily use sort of scenario. And that's what I've been doing. I've been driving it as a daily, and it's quite interesting. I gotta say, this car is the top of the range GT dual motor in bright yellow, which is great, because if you're gonna have a car like this, it's a roadster as well. And whenever it's too cold at the moment. Let's put the roof up. The sun is shining, but since I was parked, I thought let me put the roof up. But I have driven it around with the roof down as well. It stands out, and it really stands out. I just see cars just driving past now, looking at it, and people look at it, people stare at it, people point at it. Kids want to talk about it. Guy pulled up next to me in traffic and just wanted to chat about the car. Just now, somebody gave it a thumbs up. So it gets attention. People are interested in this car. It's certainly, like I said, in bright yellow. It certainly stands out. But you know what? You need to have it in a bright yellow. If you don't want to be you're going to buy the car like this and be the shy, retiring type, and buy it in a dull gray or a black or a dark blue or something. No, you want to be out there. You want this car to shout, and especially this car, especially this top of the range one, because this has got, like I said, dual motor, all-wheel drive, 500 plus horsepower, I think it's 725 Newton meters of torque. It will do 0 to 62 miles per hour in less time than it took me to say that sentence, 3.2 seconds. It's absolutely extraordinary. And that's for a price. So this was the base model, which is a trophy, which I think has got 340 horsepower. It'll do 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, which, hey, that was proper good sports car territory. Remember, I put up a poster of a Lotus Esprit HC Turbo back in the day on my wall. And in fact, that car was 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, just over 5 seconds. Now the trophy edition of this will do it. That costs 55 grand. This one is just over 60 grand starting, and it will do 0 to 60 in the sort of time that only supercars could do a few years ago. It's absolutely extraordinary. Now, I have been driving around, and it's been getting reactions. You get used to the scissor doors, the little quirks, little foibles, little things that you realize. And one of the advantages of having the car for a few days and really getting to know it and spend some time with it is that I'm doing a longer review with the car. It'll be a full comprehensive review, and I will cover it in quite some detail. And I'll cover sort of the living with the car as well in quite some detail. Now, the car isn't new. It's been out for a couple of years. And you go, well, why are you giving it so much emphasis and importance? I've also already put up some vignettes, some short reels and videos, which you may have already seen on this channel on YouTube. And it's a neighbor of mine, and also on Instagram and TikTok, etc. But there will be a longer video, which will be a long-form, full, comprehensive review of this car, which will give you all the details of what it's been like to actually live with the car, to drive it, to use it as a daily, pretty much, which is what I've been doing. and also to go in through this comprehensive infotainment system, all the buttons, all the gizmos, all the gadgets. What do they do? How do they work? Do they work? Etc. Etc. That all of that is going to be covered in the review. That's coming soon on YouTube. But I'm sitting here right now charging the car. 101 miles, 45%. I got about 15 minutes, I guess, before I have to go. But what do you think of the MG Cyberster? Now, why do I say I think this is one of the most important EVs out there? Why do I say that? Considering the fact that, it's not a big seller, it's a niche product. It will be a niche product. And there aren't many rivals in its segment, really, to be honest. It fits in a segment where you had things like the Boxster, the Z4, the Audi TT, but most of those are gone. And when you talk about electric sports cars, what comes to mind? Tesla? I mean, the Roadster is long gone. The new one is supposed to be coming. When that comes, it'll be hypercar territory. The thing will fly, apparently. So that's not really a realistic contender. And when you say 60 grand, you say 60 grand is a lot of money for an MG. The most powerful MG ever, by the way. 60 grand is a lot of money for an MG, you might be saying. You're not entirely wrong. But having said that, there's not a lot of sports cars of this type out in the market. You've got to go to something like a Lotus Emira, which is 80,000 pounds and has less power than this one. So, and also the roof doesn't come down on the Lotus. How come Lotus doesn't have a convertible now? There you go. Miss the Elise. So what else is there in the market for this sort of price, for this sort of money, with this sort of performance? Not a lot. There's a few things, but not a lot. And so in that sense, but that's not the reason why I'm saying it's the most important EV. Why I say it's the most important EV is because of the potential of what it could do for that whole EV segment. The EV segment at the moment, the cars are very good. They're very capable. They're very good at what they do. If you can charge at home, they're almost a no-brainer. But they lack fizz. They lack excitement. They lack, so that certain je ne sais quoi, if you like, that certain something that gets people excited about them. And I think that this is a big problem for the EV sector, because until you can get people excited by them, you can't really get people subscribing to the whole idea of EVs. At the moment, you have a lot of enthusiasts that are not interested in EVs, unless they do stuff like this. And I think this is the answer. This is why this car is so important, because it's almost like a halo car. Not just a halo car for the MG brand, which of course it is, but it's almost like a halo car for the entire EV sector. It's a sort of car that is designed to get, the younger generation, like I said, pointing and taking selfies and taking pictures of this car, and then exchanging the stats and talking about what it can do, and looking at the scissor doors and the powered scissor doors, etc., etc. This is a halo car almost for the entire EV sector, to get people excited about EVs. That's kind of what it's trying to do and what it's aiming to do. And to a large extent, I think it does that. To a large extent, I think it does do that. I don't think it gets enough attention. I don't think MG push it out enough. I think MG, to be honest, I don't know what they're doing, but they should be doing what Dodge was doing a few years ago. What was Dodge doing a few years ago? Dodge was getting its cars into just about every movie it could think of. Obviously, they sealed up the Fast and Furious franchise, but in addition to that, if you look around, Dodge Challengers and Dodge Chargers were appearing in many movies, many movies, and that was the thing. They were like getting their brand out there, big time. And I don't understand why MG is not doing the same thing with this particular car. Should be getting it into TV shows, into movies, into major movies, anything they can, really. They should just be giving the damn thing away, because this is an important car. Like I said, it's important for MG, it's important for the EV sector, but also like it really helps to build the MG brand, but also to bring MG back to its roots. MG is all about electric SUVs or hybrid SUVs now, but MG was about roadsters. MG was about little sports cars. And this car is a kind of return to that. It's a roadster, it's a sports car. So in that sense, it's an important car to MG, but like I said, it's an important car for the entire segment. So, very crucial car, very interesting car. That's why I'm taking some time to do quite a bit of content on the car. Like I said, fully comprehensive review coming soon on this car. Stay tuned on this channel. So that's coming your way. In the meantime, if you have any questions or anything about the car that you'd like to know, let me know. I'll try to do the best I can whilst I'm living with the car to answer them. I've got it for another couple of days, so we'll do the best I can. And TV show that you're watching. Add a Q&A sticker. Oh, that's for me to do. Oh, okay, no. Sorry, I thought I got a comment there, but that's a YouTube thing going on there. YouTube is trying to push one of its features, I guess. So, in the time that we've been talking, in just over 10 minutes, we've gone up to 51%. Still not quite enough. I got another 10 minutes here. 51%, 118 miles. Okay, we'll see how we do. Anyway, stay tuned for more on the MG Cyberster and, of course, everything to do with cars, car culture, and car conversations. Keep it locked to Brown Car Guy. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again soon.